Hello everybody, my name is Suki People, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. And today we're going to do what if Deku had an electricity quirk. And it's basically going to be a variety of powers, but it's going to be based in electricity. But yeah, just to remind y'all, I'm almost at 100 subscribers and I'd really appreciate if you subscribe. And of course I have to mention it so people subscribe, because if I don't mention it, no one subscribes. Name me one time you were watching a video and you were like, oh, I should probably subscribe to this guy. Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? Exactly. So I gotta mention it. Anyways, let's get into the what if. So we start our story as Deku is born and Ochako gets to hold her baby. And when she holds him, Deku gives her a static shock, which actually shocks her heart, beating it really quickly and making her giggle because it tickled. With her holding her son in glee because her son truly is, a bundle of joy, little bolt. A bit of bolt in her life. So cute. Yeah. And we cut a few years in the future where Deku is 5 and is showing off his electricity quirk that he just unlocked. Right now he's just using his fingers to make an electric current. Basically 2 fingers together with an electric sparking between it. Baku then shows off his quirk and everyone cares about that one a lot more. This inspires Deku to make it cooler, just like Bakugo's. Like Kachan, as he would say. Yeah. Anyways, next week or so, Deku comes back with a sick-looking trick where he makes an electric dragon that's as big as let's say, a dog, and makes it fly around the classroom. And everyone's like really excited, and Deku, of course, asked the teacher if he could do this, so the teacher didn't yell at him. And so the teacher was clapping along with when Baku gets annoyed, saying it's just a party trick. But Deku was hoping someone would say that, because he grabs an apple from his pocket and tosses it in there where the dragon flies into it. It starts electricitying and starts cracking, and then explodes with the tiger roaring. I mean, with a bigger dragon head roaring and then stuttling out, which Baku then shuts up because that was actually really fucking cool. So anyways, we then see Baku and Deku become nice friends. And yes, considering Deku gets inspired by Baku getting stronger, both Deku and Baku get strong together through the years. Deku learning more and more tricks as he ages, but of course they're super weak compared to what they're gonna be. Anyways, we get to the middle school years where Deku is sitting in class next to Baku because they're good friends, and then the teacher, exclaims that he knows all of them want to be heroes when he said, today we're gonna do, internship stuff. Who cares? All we care about is Deku, and yeah. Okay. Deku and Baku both made plans a long time ago when knowing they were going to go to the UA, because how strong they were. They knew they were strong, and yeah, but of course this goes to Baku's head, but not to Deku's, because he's nice. And of course, since he's friends with Baku, he's less nerdy. Still kind of nerdy, but not so nerdy. Yeah. Anyways, after the day, Baku says to Deku, do you want to go to the arcade? Deku says no, and Bakugo just leaves to the arcade by himself. So Deku goes to the path he did in the original, with the slime villain showing up, going to grab Deku, but Deku teleports with an electric dash, which is one of his techniques that he learned as a 6-year-old, where he wanted to escape someone in tag and just dodged him at like hyper speeds. Think like a lightning strike. So he dodges the slime villain and then shoots out an electric dragon to tangle around to eat the slime villain and then turn into a giant electricity cage, tasing the slime villain every second because it can't go anywhere. And then Deku then shrinks the cage into a small cage. Then he grabs a bottle off the ground, and then he slowly drips it into the cup. Then Synthenomu is actually unconscious here because he got basically electric chaired in a box. Deku then screws it up, and then All Might shows up, and Deku gives him the bottle. Willow was saying that was pretty impressive and super cool. I'm kidding. He just says it's impressive, and he's glad that there's new heroes like him, able to quickly and efficiently take out villains. So All Might then puts it in his pocket and then jumps away. And no, the slime villain does not drop out of his pocket. He just jumps away, with Deku smiling in glee because he got to meet All Might right after meeting All Might. So All Might then, just thinks that kid was pretty nice. Deku thinks that was pretty cool. Anyways, we see the 10-month training arc with Bakugo and Deku training with each other. Sometimes Bakugo wins, sometimes Deku wins, but it's pretty even, basically. But we do see Bakugo fall a lot more than Deku, just because of Deku's tricks. Alright, anyways. After the 10-month training arc, they both go to the thing with Deku wearing a black jumpsuit with a a yellow lightning bolt going across his chest. Just for theming. Anyways, Deku goes into the exam, aces it because he's still really intelligent, and yeah. Then we go over to the fighting robot bit, and we see Deku just sit there and wait for the thing to ring, because he's not too confident in this version. Oh, also he didn't meet Ochako in this version, considering he was talking to Bakugo at the time. So he doesn't walk up to her, Anita, and him never interact. So when President explains that, what are all you doing? Get moving. Deku immediately teleports in front of the entire crowd by, electric dashing to the thing in front of every robot, and then he slams his fist into a robot's face, making a hole. Then then Deku shoots an electric current through it, which then sends out a buttload of different, like, thunder electricity things to latch on to different robots and to just get electrocuted and fall over. Then Deku clams all of them together into a metal ball, then crushes them, like with some electricity powers, then throws it into a buttload of more, destroying a total of 15. The ball was made up of 10, and that group is made up of 5. Of course, they were all varying points, but doesn't really matter. Just know Deku got a lot of points there, and got some praise from the teachers. Then Deku just starts electric joshing everywhere, and then just touching them, and then they all fall over. And then Deku, wanting to show off, then shoots out his dragon, and actually uses them as fist, brass knuckles, the dragons like engulf his hands, and they turn into like punching things. And then Deku just, if you played Marvel Rivals that just came out, think Iron Fist's punches type punch, and he just punches through the whole, all of them turning off as soon as he punches them, but he just keeps going at it to make them look like he's punching them conscious or something. With him punching one in half, then him electrojashing to punch right through one. And honestly, he drags his fist on the ground and Shoryukens one into the air, and then sends out a dragon after the punch, making the dragon fly over, grab the bot, and destroy like 6 of them with this ground slam. Deku lands and then brushes his shoulders, knowing that was pretty cool. Then he keeps electric joshing everywhere until he hears a voice calling out. And yes, it's Ochako still, but just because Deku doesn't know her doesn't mean he isn't going to save her, because that's what heroes do. And Deku, knowing he can still show off here, decided he's going to send out one of his biggest attack. So we see Deku start to like shoot out electricity all over the place, with then his eyes glowing yellow, and it basically thunderclaps and flashes around the area. It looks like thunderclap and flash, and then Deku then puts his hands together, then spins to make a lightning bolt. His body a lightning bolt. It's a combination of the dash and the thunderclap thing. Then he shoots right through the bot, slamming to the ground in a big crater. And then the robot just having a ginormous gaping hole in it, and Deku's electric currents going through it, it turns off. It falls backwards with Deku standing right where the robot's about to fall, but the robot falls right exactly where the hole is, so Deku is fine. So he climbs out of it, then helps Ochako out of it and carries her over to Recovery Girl. And Ochako thanks, then she asks for his name, saying it's Izuku, with her saying her name is Ochako. With them basically greeting each other and saying they both hope they get into it. Anyways, Deku leaves and meets Baku outside of the arena, and then they leave and talk, with them even going to the arcade and, playing some games. With them playing Street Fighter, with Deku picking Blanca, with Baku choosing Ken. Just a bit more of a Street Fighter reference, because I have Street Fighter on the mind. Yeah. Deku goes home and just chills and waits for his thing to come in. He's not worried if he doesn't get in, but he thinks he'll get in. Then his mom pushes in, showing him the card. He grabs it, opens it into a different room, and sees that he got in, with Aizawa saying that he's impressed with his tactical view. He hopes that he can stay that way in his class. Then Deku immediately knowing what this means, meaning he got into Class 1A. And then Aizawa saying, good luck. And then turns out the transmission. Aizawa not even had to say that he didn't even get to Class 1A, he just knows he did. Anyways, then Baku texts Deku saying that he got in, and Deku says the same. Yeah, then he shows his mom, and his mom tears in joy, because it's still Inko, and she hugs her kid, and Deku gives her the static shock he gave her as a baby, which makes her giggle, and she hugs him even tighter, with Deku hugging her as tight, with some tears falling out, with a bit of a grin. Because he was really hoping he'd get it. Anyways, we continue the story, and we get to Deku getting to Class 1A, wearing his suit, and him wearing a pin of an a thunderbolt. Then he talks with Bakugo and Ochako, with Ochako joining in with Bakugo and Deku's friend group. Because why not? She's cool. Yeah. Then Aizawa shows up saying to calm down. Oh yeah, Deku got first. Bakugo's not mad he didn't get first, he's just annoyed. But yeah, just let you know. Yeah. Then Aizawa explains that they're gonna do this, some training with the Chakra about the talk, with Deku saying her to cut it with his hand, slicing through his throat to show to cut it. So Moshako, considering this guy saved his life, considering he saved her life, her doesn't matter. She just doesn't bring up the fact that they have orientation. So they all get ready, and Deku gets called up because he's first to throw this ball. And Deku, knowing he can't really, remembering that apple trick he did as a kid, throws the ball and makes the line follow it, like flipping it with its tail. Eventually, the thing wraps around the tiger wraps. Oh my god! The dragon wraps around the ball and shoots it out of its mouth, shooting it to around where Bakugo's was, and then Bakugo throws it and gets as far as Deku. With then Ochai just on and on and on, and yeah, of course, the class 1A says this would look fun, and then Aizawa thinks, really no, maybe this is a good teaching moment. And then he says the thing he says in the original, that you think this looks fun, and then whoever gets last gets expelled. Then Deku just decides he's not gonna start joking around. So when they get to the speed test, he immediately just blitzes blitzes Ida, who he was against. And in the Sen jump, he just straight up clears the entire thing with his electric dash and thunderclap. Then for the grip strength, he really tries for it, but of course he doesn't beat out the people with super strength. But he still gets like a close 5th place. And yeah, so Deku gets a solid 4th place overall. So he doesn't get last, but he doesn't get anything else. Because everyone else was like physically stronger than him, but not physically faster than him. Basically, Deku is a glass cannon. He can hit hard, yes, but if you hit him, he's gonna drop pretty quick. Yeah. Yeah. So Deku's glad, and then he is even more relieved when Aizawa says that all of that was a test, and no one's getting expelled. With everyone sighing in relief, with Momo being the sassy girl she is, saying, "Y'all didn't realize this is a test?" Yeah. With then Denki showing up to talk to Deku, saying their quirks are kind of similar by way they're electric. With Deku saying that's pretty cool. And then they talk to each other, and then when school ends, Denki and Deku know each other. Then Deku leaves with Bakugo, Deku, and Ochako. And then they go to the arcade together. Well, yeah. Anyways, that's where I'm going to leave things for right now. I hope you liked the video. Like, subscribe, hit the post notification bells. And I will see y'all next time.